Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom, Brother Nakwam.
Brother Roddy.
Brother Yardan.
Coming back at you with these precepts and another Monday night fire. Giving, of course, all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashima Mashiach Malak Yahushai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushai. A hearty shalom to you mighty men that go out there and labor and do the work of the Most High, presenting your body as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake, pushing this truth and magnifying the ministry. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways, but they're working on it. We're going to build up in the spirit. They're praying, fasting, studying, being diligent, and abounding in the work of the Most High. Shalom to all of the Akwaf out there holding down in the households, reverencing the husbands, being submissive and diligent, and being steadfast and understanding. It's Monday night again. We the spirit had us take a hiatus for profitable reasons last week through the spirit, but we back at it again. Shalom to everybody on the live, Slim D, Royal T. Taylor, Bino World, Michael Freeman, Kingdoms from Gad, and Jeremiah, everybody on the live. We in Second Esdras, chapter 14, and the dividing of times. Right, so everybody should have a Bible, right? Your beat up Bible, your Apocrypha, right? You might have your little pen, you kind of get it in, right? Your little pad, or you want to take your notes, and we're gonna dive into this thing, right? So let's kick it off. Yardan, you got it.
Second Ezra chapter 14, verse 1. And it came to pass, upon the third day I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, Here am I, Lord. And I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me, In the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses, and talked with him, when my people served in Egypt.
Right.
And I sent him, and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the mount of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season.
Yeah, Moses was up there for what? 40 days and 40 nights. Right, you can read that in the book of Exodus. All right, that's the long season it's talking about. Go on.
And I told him many wondrous things, and shewed him the secrets of the times, and the end, and commanded him, saying, These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide.
Yeah, so this, Yahweh Shai dealt with Moses at the burning bush. All right. And this is the Lord via the angel dealing with Uriel. I mean, it's like he's dealing with Ezra. And he said, These words shalt thou hide, and these words shalt thou declare. He told Moses that. Right? Meaning what? Certain things, and we bring that out before, certain things that you read about in the first 5 books of the Bible, which are charged with Moses being an author, some of those things are declared to you. You know, the dimensions of Noah's Ark, how many wives Jacob had, how many cattle, he dealt with. That's plain. But certain things within what Moses wrote are hidden. Who the serpent is, right? Jacob's ladder, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, the tree of life. You understand certain of these things, how the animals actually got on the ark, right? By 7s and 2. Some of that stuff is hidden. Brother has some.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 3, and verse 1. Since now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mount of God, even to Hebron. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. Right? So like the brother going into this is that account that's talking about. And that was Yahweh speaking to Moses out of that burning bush and breaking things down to him. Right? Like the brother said, some things are plain upon tables, and some things are mysteries, are hard to be understood.
It's lucky.
Right? I'm gonna get another precept. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9, right in verse 9. When I was gone up into the mount to receive the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant, which the Lord made with you. Then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. I neither did eat bread nor drink water. And the Lord delivered me 2 tables of stone written with the finger of Yahweh. And on them was written according to all the words which the Lord spake with you in the mount of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. Right? So the Lord was breaking everything down to Moses, man. He was giving them the beginning, right? He's giving them the end, right? It's prophecies in Genesis, man, right? That we will rule over our enemies, man, right? It's prophecies about the end. It's prophecies breaking down in the 49th chapter out of each tribes, man, and their different offices, man. So it's a lot of meat in Genesis that the Lord was giving Moses.
That's right. Yeah, Genesis is heavy, man. And I wanted to get that point too. Did you finish reading that where the Lord said, loose thy shoe from off thy foot? Let me I can pick it back up because I want to make a quick point real quick in the book of Exodus. Right? Let's go to that Exodus chapter 3 and bear with me. 5. This Exodus 3 and 5. And he said, draw not nigh hither, put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. So that's the Lord telling Moses, take your shoe off your feet, because where you standing is holy. All right. So you're not treading in that old Egyptology stuff you learned from your land of Egypt and what you got in Midian with the Midianites and Jethro and all that stuff. You introducing yourself to the Lord, man. Now, the same thing when you go to Joshua. Let's go to Joshua chapter 5. Right? Remember, he told Moses, loose thy shoe from off thy foot. This Joshua chapter 5 and verse 13. Right? Joshua 5, this Joshua campaigning in the land of Canaan. Right? Joshua 5 and 13. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, art thou for us or for our adversaries? So what's up with this guy, man? Are you on our side or not? Right? Verse 14. And he said, nay, but as captain of the host of Yahweh am I now come. Who's the captain of the host of the Lord? Who's in charge of the Most High's army? Yahweh Shah. Right? And as captain of the host of Yahweh am I now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? And you know, it's not an ordinary angel. Why? Because in Revelation, let me get this real quick in Revelation chapter 19 because he just bowed down to this. You may say, well, that's just a regular angel, right? Well, this is Revelation chapter 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So keep in mind, Joshua just bowed down to this angel. Now, if this was an ordinary angel, he would have said, get up. Don't bow down to me. I'm like you, but I'm from the spirit world. I'm your brother from the third heaven. Right? That's why you know this is not an ordinary angel, because when Joshua bowed down to this chief angel, who's the captain of the host of the Lord, he didn't say get up. Right? But this is what he said. Joshua chapter 5 and verse 15. And the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place whereon thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. You see that? Same thing that he told Moses, the captain of the host of the Lord. Now, we don't know what happened after that. It's not detailed what Yahweh Shah told Joshua, what prophecies he might have saw, but we do know that this is the same entity, for lack of better terms, that dealt with Moses. You know?
Okay.
That's right. So Genesis, stop thinking Genesis is just a simple book, man, with a serpent and it's green. Hey, I was watching that movie, which I never advised brothers to watch, that movie Noah. Did brothers see that with Russell Crowe?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that was you saw that, King? That was horrible, man. And then they
Oh,
show you the little serpent moving in the grass and them eating at an apple, you know? And that's not what happened, man. And they got rock men. They got little rock men. The angels turned into rock men, and they was helping build the ark. That's because nobody really understands Genesis, man.
yeah, it's a
They
lot.
had, oh, one more quick thing. Oh, go ahead, King. No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just about to say, you had the damn rock creatures that were talking. It was just madness, man. I got a
Right.
question after you though. Good.
I was gonna say one more point. They had damn Tubal came on the ark. You had Noah, Noah's wife, Shem and his wife. Shem had two daughters. Ham didn't have a wife on the ark. His wife got trampled by the children of men. And damn Japheth was damn near 5 years old, man. And Tubal Cain was eating the animals on the ark. So they don't know what's going on, man. Come on, I gotta eat too. You got it.
Yeah, that's folly, right? It's the book of Exodus, right? Chapter 12 and verse 23, right? And it reads, "For the Lord will pass through and smite the Egyptians, right? And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you," right? And then when you read Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, right? It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 15. Thine almighty word. So that was that destroyer angel that it was talking about right in Exodus. The almighty word, which is a Yahushua. Thine almighty word lead down from heaven, out of thy royal throne, as a fierce man of war, into the midst of a land of destruction. Right? And that's talking about what? Egypt, man. So Yahushua hopped off the throne, he came down, right? What they would call the death angel, right? And he came and he smit all the firstborn, man. So Yahushua make guest appearances all throughout the Bible, man. You just have to have the spirit and the discernment to know when it's a physical angel and when it's talking about Yahushua.
That's right. That's right. So we
Precept.
going to that. Oh, go ahead, King.
Psalm 78 and 4. It's like verse 2. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have not heard and known, and our fathers have told us. It's like which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and his strength and his wonderful works that he hath done. Right? So our forefathers understood these things, what really happened and what went down in Genesis to an extent, right? And it's still being brought down to these generations, as time proceeds. Now Israel, you understanding this all over again.
That's right. And that's this thing in Christianity, man. They tell you again that it was just two people on the earth. They were white men and the white woman. How did Cain get his wife? How did the serpent? There's an ad on YouTube about this Edomite professor trying to break down the serpent, man.
Yes,
Yeah, you seen that? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's sitting there with his legs crossed like he know what's going on.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, why would the serpent be talking in the wilderness? And then you don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah.
He's sitting there trying to break it down. I ought to click on it and watch that to see what he say.
Hey, Salah, he gonna charge you, man.
Yeah,
You already know that's coming.
yeah. He gonna tax you.
Yeah, tax you.
So we can go back to let's read that again. Second Esdras 14 and 6.
Yeah, and real quick, they had the images moving in the background. I think they tried to make him seem like a genius, like his IQ was off the charts. Like if you want to know anything about the Bible, you go to that man, and he real crafty with it. He don't know what's going on, right? These parables, and you said what?
Got all the lights in the background and the imagery.
Yeah, had him sitting on the chair, kind of exalted, Second Esdras chapter 14, verse 8. That thou lay Slacky.
Look at this guy. You expect this guy to break it down to you? The serpent in the garden. This guy. Is he gonna break it down for you?
Red, man.
He's not gonna break it down for you, man. You know? Salaki Yardan. Trying to
God.
find that guy.
Yeah.
Hold on, Salaki. This is how Esau break it down. Look, he said it's the serpent that was in the garden,
Come on now.
right? So, don't stop listening to this devil, man. Trying to break the scriptures down for you. You got it, Yardan.
Yeah, I was looking for it, but I don't know how to look for it. The second
Con.
Esdras 14 and 8. That thou,
6,
verse 7. Okay, verse 6. These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. And now I
right?
say unto thee, that thou lay up in thine heart the signs that I have showed, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard.
Right?
For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee, until the times be ended.
Right? Meaning he'll be in the spirit world. Ezra will be up there in the spirit world. Right? Go on.
For, for the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old.
Right?
For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of the 10th part.
Yeah, so the world, or meaning the age of time, is divided into 12 parts. It's not speaking about the actual planet Earth, it's divided into 12 geographical locations. Right? It's speaking about the age that the Lord gave man to have dominion over the earth within his first heaven and first earth is divided into 12 parts. All right. Now, just like looking at the face of a clock, if we pulled up the face of a clock, then you would clearly see that you have it divided into 12 parts. Right now, during the time of Ezra, this is around 457 BC. 457 BC, when you read Ezra chapter 7, when he went back to restore the homeland, Jerusalem. So around 457 BC, it says 10 parts of it are gone already. And, Slakia, and half of a 10th part. So during the time of Ezra, it was literally over a little over 10 o'clock. A little over 10 p.m. And then 2 hours till midnight. And at midnight is when Yahweh Shah will return. He's coming at midnight or noonday. You can understand. Right? So we can go on. Oh, let me get this precept. Go ahead, King. I got precept after you.
This second Esdras chapter 5 and verse 50. It says, and ask and say, seeing that thou hast now given me the way, I will proceed to speak. If for thee, our mother, whom thou hast told me that she is young, draweth nigh unto age. And he answered me and said, ask a woman that beareth children, right, that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, wherefore are not they whom thou hast now brought forth like those were before, but less of stature? And she shall answer thee, these, Salakia, they that be born of strength of youth are one fashion, and they that be born in time of age, when the womb felleth, are another wise. Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you. So everything from the ancient time to now is just waxing worse and worse, man. Right? The food, right? It used to have bigger grapes, bigger pineapples, bigger animals, right? And the horses were way bigger in the ancient world, man. Right? And the cattle was way bigger. The grapes were way bigger, right? And the men were much taller. Right now, men would be looking like damn midgets, man, compared to the men in the ancient world. Right, there was 6+ feet tall, right, 6'8", right. Everything was bigger than it is now. Everything is slowly waxing worse and worse and getting older and older. It says, and so are they that come after you less than ye, as the creatures which now begin to be old have passed over the strength of youth. So the earth, for lack of better terms, not the physical landmass, but the governing rulership on it is just waxing worse and worse. The evil is just rising and rising and becoming more wicked and more wicked, man. And it says, then saith I, Lord, I beseech thee, if I have found favor in thy sight, shew thy servant by whom thou visitest thy creature. So we have to understand that this earth is just waxing worse and worse, and everything in it. You got it, King.
Yeah, I just wanted to get this quick precept at Job chapter 14. Actually, let me go to Isaiah 24. Right, and that's an excellent point, man. Because the world. Before I go there, let me go to Second Ezra 7. Right, before I go to that, let me go to Second Ezra chapter 7. Right, because the world, you can tell that things are decaying. Right, things are falling apart. The iceberg, the glaciers are melting. You understand? The damn sea levels rising. All the trees, you barely see fruit trees, right? You only see fruit trees if you damn near on the island, man. Back in the ancient world, half the trees bear fruit, right? The air is real smoky outside sometimes. You walk outside, it's 50 chemtrails. There's no more clouds. Esau's producing the weather now. He's making snowstorms, icebergs, hailstorms. Man is born, to this corruptible nature, right? You got birth defects now. Adam's sons, they come out with no birth defect. He didn't have allergies. Everybody got allergies now. This is just the defiled state of the earth. I wanted to go to Second Ezra chapter 7 and verse 13. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure and brought immortal fruit. So the elder world is when the time wasn't at 10 o'clock, when it was like 1, so-called 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. That's the elder world, right? The elder world is the time that Adam lived in, and the time that Adam's parents lived in, and their parents before them, right? Adam's great-great-grandparents and Eve's great-great-grandparents. They lived in a time that we can't even imagine, right? They lived in a so-called utopian society. Well, like what Araya was going into, man, where the elephants were huge. Even in the book, I believe that's First Maccabees 6, you could fit 32 men on one elephant. The tigers were bigger. That's where Esau get all of these ancient, like saber-toothed tiger creatures from, and all these big woolly mammoth type creatures. That belongs to the elder world, right? It reads, for the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure and brought immortal fruit, right? You got it.
Now I was gonna say that was I believe that was in the movie 300, where those men was on an elephant. They didn't go too in deep into it, but you had a lot of men on those elephants. And elephants, it was ginormous. It was the size of woolly mammoths.
That's right. And let me get that real quick. This second, First Maccabees, chapter 6 and 36. These were ready at every occasion, wheresoever the beast was, and whithersoever the beast went, they went also. Neither departed they from them. Because back in the ancient world, you would use war elephants. You didn't have tanks. Elephants were your tanks back then. All right. Reading on. It reads, and upon the beast were there strong towers of wood, which covered every one of them, and were girt fast unto them with devices. There were also upon every one 32 strong men. I mean, these are big, mighty men. Upon one elephant could fit 32 men on a tower. He got a tower, a big, tall tower on top of his back, where it got different layers, different levels. Level 1, then you go upstairs, level 2, level 3. They got siege engines on it. It's ridiculous, man. Right? 32 men that fought upon them beside the Indian that ruled them. See that? Or ruled them. So you had these huge beasts back then. Hey, back in the ancient world, it'll take you 3 days to eat a watermelon, man. A grape. You take 2 bites, it's over with, man. And everything has seeds back then, too. All your fruits have seeds in them. You got it.
I wanted to bring this up. Like the brother was going into, man. And it's more pestilence on the earth. It's more diseases. Right? They didn't have COVID back when damn Adam walked the earth, man. It wasn't worried about these things, man. Right? Esau and all of this wickedness created the AIDS and all of these damn diseases, and smallpox and He created these things and pushed them out. These plagues are newly created, man, on the earth. This is the book, right, of Deuteronomy, right? And this is ultimately one of the curses too, right? It's Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto you. So if these newly diseases, right, from Egypt and things you was afraid of, they're going to cleave unto you. How much more now? How much more all of the damn chemicals and medicines and they got the damn poison that they stick you with, the so-called cure, right? Now people got palsy, the damn mouth saying hello, and their damn face is saying goodbye, man. All hell kind of breaking loose. It kind of damn disfigured. Right? All of these things are happening. It wasn't like that in the ancient world.
No? That's right. This second Esdras chapter 5 and 2. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. And a lot of the earth being defiled is because of man's sins. Right? The longer man stays on the earth, the more wicked it's going to be. Right? That happened during the time of Genesis. Let me get that in Genesis chapter 6. Right? Let me get that in Genesis chapter 6. That's where the Most High got to cleanse the earth. Genesis chapter 6 and 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Right? Now I'm going to jump to verse 12. And the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me. And that's happening now. The end of all flesh is come before the Lord now, man. Because the earth is corrupt and filled with violence. And every imagination of the heart of man is only evil continually. As we speak and break the precepts down, you got a man thinking about how to rape a little boy. You got a man thinking about how to kill his brother in prison. You got a woman thinking about how much money she's going to get shaking her body on a damn strip pole tonight. Everybody's thinking about wickedness. And the Lord see that, man. And the earth is corrupt and filled with violence, so the end of all flesh is upon man. Right? It reads, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Because the elder world got corrupted. Right? You had homosexuals, you had people eating the animals and all types of stuff, man. I guarantee the children of men was eating the animals. Making inventions, doing all types of making idols. Right? So man is doing that now. And wickedness is increasing, and it will continually increase. We just read that in 2nd Esdras 5. Hey, Ezra didn't have to deal with people getting cloned. We got to deal with stuff like that. Them cloning people. David didn't have to deal with wickedness like organ stealing, organ trafficking. So sin is increasing. You got it.
That's a mighty point, like the brother said, because you don't even realize all of the stuff that's going on in the world, man, because we're so used to it. We're so used to stepping in this defiled society that we don't even realize, like the brother was going into, man, in the elder world and in the ancient world, things wasn't even like this. It wasn't even thought of, man. It's the book of Revelation, right, chapter 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, man. So this is the chief place where the devils are, man. All the devils, man. This is their hot spot. This is their house, right? And hold of every foul spirit. You also know every foul spirit is going to be here, man. All the lies, the doctrines, right? The religions, right? People making damn architect and then making secret buildings under damn laboratory centers, and it's all man. It was a satanic. They closed down the Chuck E. Cheese, and they was doing satanic rituals in the basement of it, man. They had to close down the Chuck E. Cheese in Maryland, man, because they was doing damn satanic cutting blood and all type of stuff under the damn Chuck E. Cheese. While your kid playing in the damn medicine balls or whatever they call it, the damn fun balls, right? Somebody getting cut in the dark in the basement, man. Are you ordering pizza a people wearing masks and doing all type of damn masquerades in there, man. So that's what we gotta go through, man, in this nation because it's so corrupt and it's so defiled.
That's right. You got to deal with stuff. Hold on, I want to pull this up. We got to deal with stuff like this, right? You see that?
Yeah.
Right? So,
You had men lusting
King
after
Saul,
him.
yeah, King Saul and David, they didn't have to deal with stuff like this, man. Right? You think Ezra was worried about stuff like this? No, so wickedness is increasing on the earth, man. Right? Let me get this in Second Ezra chapter 9. That's why the earth is defiled. This is madness, man. Right? So this is ridiculous. This Second Ezra chapter 9, and I'm gonna read verse 18. Right? This is the wickedness we have to deal with in the earth, man. The earth is defiled, right? The earth is finished, man. You got men with breasts opening a jacket, shaking it. Right? Second Ezra chapter 9 and 18. And now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. For then everyone obeyed. Right? There was a time in the elder world when everyone obeyed. There was a time when man was fruitful and multiplying. Right? You didn't have wickedness like you have it now. There was a time when man followed the Most High. Man was made upright, but they sought out many inventions. That's Ecclesiastes 7 and 29. There was a time, right, when men obeyed. It says, for then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were coming to it. So what is the devices? The different sins, the different inventions of men. Ezra said the Lord said he considered the world, and it's dangerous because all of the different inventions and vanity of man. You got people doing the hair transplants. You got half what is it? The exoskeleton. They're like half humanoid, half robot. People got they got brain chip implants in their mind, right? People cutting their damn rod off and turn into a woman. People are marrying robots, right?
Yeah,
Trying to break the firmament.
Dog.
And you got people right now shooting missiles to crack the firmament to go fight against the Lord. That's all they do. They keep pressing buttons. That's their whole job, to keep trying to crack the firmament so they can go fight against the Lord. And all of this is happening right now. It's not just a one-day thing. This is happening every day. You got it, Yardan.
Yeah, that's why you see all them missiles randomly in the sky, and Jake try to wonder what it is. That's Esau and the nation trying to break the firmament. You know,
That's right.
it's Psalms 85 and 5. Will thou be angry with us forever? Will thou draw out thine anger to all generations? And hey, we going through it, right? Hey, David was even praying to the Lord, like, look, Lord, how long are you gonna be upset with us? Because even David and these prophets, they understood how worse it was going to get, right? They knew that they was going to be back on the earth. They knew it was the things that was going to come in a way, right? Because it was in a high spiritual level, So that's all we can do. Like, Lord, are you coming back? We see all this wickedness all day. Hey, some Jakes kind of ponder that, Obviously, we have faith that that he's going to come back, right? And we know he's going to come back according to his promise. Some Jake be like, dang, well, we got to make haste. You got to do something. I'm tired of seeing this wickedness. Are you going to be upset with us forever?
I got a precept too, right? Because
Time coming after you.
You about to say something?
No, go ahead. There's a little delay.
This Habakkuk 2 and I'm gonna start at 5. It say, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home. So that's the point that I wanted in Habakkuk, right? The so-called white man, he don't keep at home. He all the way in China, right? Iran, damn Italy, right? He in America, right? All the way in London. He don't keep at home, right? It's the book of Proverbs 29 and verse 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgressions increase. So when the wicked is multiplied throughout the earth, you ain't gonna see nothing but the outcome of it, man. You damn see when you was a kid, you used to go to school, you used to see that forest on your way to school. Now Esau done chopped it all down. He done chopped down all of the forests, right? Now all of the animals have to flee. They have no damn habitation to live, right? You got a school building that you used to be in, they done knocked it down and then made it a damn liquor store, man. Right? All you see is transgressions increasing and increasing. The more this man is spread throughout the world, and he's everywhere, man. There's not a place where he hasn't invaded, where he hasn't tried to stick his damn flag in, man. Right? He even tried to so-called say he went to the moon and stick his damn flag on the moon, man. He try to conquer everything. He don't keep it at home, right? And nothing but transgressions, right, is increasing upon the earth.
God, and I want to bring this out. You got this person now too, right? You got brother seen this. So that's humpback chunk.
Right, the gangster bull day.
Yeah, so this is the wickedness that our people are dealing with, man. Right? And their job, and they're putting stuff like this on. Brothers on the comment board, man. Now I want to make this point. I want to go to Ecclesiastes 7:29. Right, let me bring this up.
Bring it out.
This is mad, right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7:29. And the brother made a good point. The brother spoke about the Tower of Babel. I'm not sure if brother saw that too. Out in Amazon, they actually building their headquarters to resemble the Tower of Babel. Right? But let me bring this out. This is Ecclesiastes 7:29. Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Right? So these are people that are inventions. And this is what they, let me bring this up. Salakia. I want to show this so brothers can see what's going on. All right, bear with me. Now, this is what they're building with Jeff Bezos. I mean, he did step down, right? But this is what Amazon is building. Can brothers see the screen?
Okay.
So this is what they plan on building, right? Right on the opposite of the U.S. Capitol. For the Amazon headquarters is going to literally resemble the ancient Tower of Babel, right? That Nimrod built. You see that? And this was to fight against the Most High. When you go to the account of this, they built this tower to try to break the firmament and go shoot arrows up against the Lord. Right? So they built the siege tower to try to fight against the Most High. And this is what they're doing now. They're building this same Tower of Babel. Now, even when you look up, let's see, the United Nations, I think it's the United Nations building, right? Bear with me, brothers. Right? Even the United Nations, their building resembles pretty much the Tower of Babel. I have to find the exact one. It might be it's somewhere in Europe. I'll have to find it. It's either that or their flag. I'll pull it up. Right? But the point is, when you go to DC, you'll see the obelisk, which is an ancient Egyptian phallic symbol, and you'll see the Tower of Babel within the next year or so. So the Lord is displeased with the earth, man. The earth is corrupt. This is a monument of sin. Right? The Tower of Babel was built as an idol for mankind. You know? So the earth is corrupt, man. I just wanted to bring that out too. All right, the earth is corrupt and defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Let me go to Matthew 24. All right. This place is over, man. This place is wicked. Even if you sit there and actually meditate on how much wickedness it is and things that you have experienced and you see via the internet, social media, humpback chunk, humpback Chuck. You got Tower of Babel's being built. You got sodomy at an all-time high. You got organ trafficking. There's so much wickedness on the earth, man. Like Orion went into, man. They had a damn satanic pedophilia organization under the Chuck E. Cheese. Right? Let me get this in Matthew 24. Salakia. Yahweh shall prophesy to that. All right? Quick precept. It's the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24. And I'm going to read verse. Bear with me. This is Matthew chapter 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right? So the Lord said iniquity is going to abound. Right? And like we brought out before, we thought that we saw it all. Everybody thought that you saw it all. You ain't seen nothing yet, man. Because sin is still going to increase. You know? Brother has something?
Yeah, Salakia. Just to show that, I know I said it, but just to pull it up. Right? Hey, this was on the damn news, man. The brothers can see that.
Oh, yep. You see that? Right, you see that?
That's good, man.
Right? See that? Yeah, and that word abound, when you look it up in the Greek, I'm gonna play it on the
Bronx G 4129. Pleithuno. Pleithuno.
Pleithuno, that's the Greek word for abound. Pleithuno. Now it means to multiply, to increase, to be multiplied. So when the Lord said iniquity shall abound, it's going to multiply, right? It's going to continually increase until Yahweh shall returns, man. Right? It may get to the point where they got Baphomet statues all over the place, man. Before you enter into a building, you got to kind of bow down to it. Right? You're not going to be able to read the Bible. This whole place is down the drain, man, and defiled. Let me get that in Psalms 82 real quick.
I got a point out for you.
God. This Psalms chapter 82 and 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. You see that? All the foundations of the earth are out of course. You got it now.
There's a statue in Detroit in Campus Martius. It's two demons. And it's a huge statue. And people take pictures with it. And it's a big demon and a little baby demon. He got his hand around him and kind of represent pedophilia. And people take pictures with it day and night. You got two big X's, right?
You see that? Right? And this is what we're going over in 2nd Ezra chapter 14. Because the world has lost its youth, man. Right? Even Moses, when you read in the ancient times, when Moses was an older man, it speaks about his natural force not being abated in Deuteronomy 34. Right? His eyes wasn't dim. He was still strong and mighty. And that was a little, let me get that. That was a little over 4,000 years ago. All right, let me get that in Deuteronomy chapter 34. Right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 34 and verse 7. And Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated. Your natural force is your strength. Right? At 120 years old, Moses could do a backflip if he wanted to, man. He didn't have a cane. He didn't have a walker. He wasn't rolling around with that oxygen tank. Nobody changed his diaper. Nobody chewed his food up for him. He was stronger than men now, man. Moses at 120 is stronger than your average, 25-year-old at his peak.
Yeah, he's stronger than Kurt Angle, Mark Henry,
right?
LeBron
James. Hey, Moses would dunk on LeBron James if he wanted to, man. Right? He'll outrun Usain Bolt. Because Moses still had a little bit. When the Mosai cut our lifespan down to 120, we're going to get that too. It wasn't immediate. It kind of, it was a lingering. You said what?
No, just saying kind.
Yeah, it was a lingering effect. So Moses still has some of that elder world spirit in him. You know, you want to bring that out. You had something, Ryan? All right, let me get that real quick then. Let me get that in Genesis 6 because I quoted it, right? But let me get that. This is Genesis chapter 6 and 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So the Most High can reach into your biological clock and kind of turn it down. Now you could be wanting to live 1,000 years. You can only live 1,000 years in this mortal body, right? But the Most High cut it down, man, by what is that? Over 700 years. Well over 800 years. Think about that. The Most High took 800 years away from our life because we wicked. Now, at the most, man lived to be 120. And if you make it to 120 now, you might as well drop dead because there's really no life. You might see these old Edomites like you're running, doing a race, you know what I'm saying? 120-year-old running the sprint, right? Or you know, still hula hooping. You see an old white woman hula hooping at 109. She'll be on the news, right? And that's that's like a damn needle in a haystack, man. The average 120-year-old, they hooked up to a machine, somebody chewing their food for them, and they about to get cut down. You got it, yard dog.
You see, Edomite at my job, she's in the bed all day. Every time I go in there, she said, I thought my last meal was my last meal. And she'd get kind of upset. She'll always get upset that she didn't give up the ghost already. She'll just chill and say, you know when I'm leaving? I said, what do you mean? She said, from leaving this earth. I said, I just say, look, you want orange juice or apple juice? I can't say too much. I can't say too much. I gotta go in and out. But she always mentioning how she ready to give up the ghost, and she like 100. So you can't even be, if you old, you miserable. You can't be old like you was in the ancient world, which really wasn't considered old. You'd be 100, still doing jumping jacks. You know, eat a sunny side up egg, go for a run, walk your dog. You can't do that now. Now you're subject to a bed all day. And you know, some people got to cut up her food into that big. She got to eat it and nibble it all damn day. That's the life of a 100-year-old. Huh?
And real fast to touch on what Yardan was just saying, you got Jake. They be like, my back hurt at 40, man. They damn 40 years old, man. Right, talking about their back hurt. Right, 50 years old. Hey, that was young as hell in the ancient world, man. He was like a kid, right? You know, a kid got a lot of energy. He kind of running to and fro. That's how you was in the ancient world, man. You want to talk about your back pain and your neck spasms and all of that, man. Right? Hey, this world is just waxing worse, man. Hey, David was jumping over damn walls, man. Right? The stuff we used to do back then and the stuff we doing now is such a big difference, man, in the weight scale. But we're gonna get all of that back, Lord willing, in the kingdom.
And if you fall when you 100 or 99, that's damn near suicide. That's like getting hit by a truck. You know, it's like shooting yourself. Because if you fall, that's your whole life can, end. That's how fragile we are. We can't even take a fall to the ground.
Yeah, your bones will break, man. I got this list pulled up real quick. Now, this is the longest living people in the scriptures, right? Can brother see this? All right, these are the longest living. They're saying the long lives of antediluvians. Antediluvian means pre-flood, right? So Adam, 930 years old. Seth, 912, right? Enos, 905. Canaan at 910. Mahalalel, 895. Jared, 962. Enoch, 365. Then he got caught up in a chariot, right? Methuselah, 969. Lamech, 777, and Noah. So your three oldest men is Methuselah, Noah, and Jared, right? These are your oldest men to ever walk the earth. And like we're going into, man, these men, They didn't have the problems that our men have. Nobody is 930 years old. And a lot of people can't believe in the Bible. You know, when I first came into the truth, I was talking to a brother. He said, I don't believe in that book. And I said, why? He said, because back then people was living, it's humanly impossible to live 900 years old. I said, guess what, brother? You don't have to believe it, man. Nobody's making you believe that. If that's what the Most High said, that's what it is. And it's easy to see that because as man progresses in time, Ariah went into that earlier. The man comes out of less stature, you know. So the Most High can kind of go into your clock and take away 800 years of your life. Right?
You touch on Psalms 90.
I was going to go to Sirach 18.
All right, come.
Let me get that real quick before you go to that one.
Come.
Just to go from 120 to 100 years old. This is Sirach chapter 18 and verse 9. The number of a man's days at the most are in 100 years. So it went from 120, and the Most High said, nah, these men, they just wicked. Let me turn it off again and turn it down, and now a man could be 100. All right, you got it.
Oh, that's like the brother was going into. The Lord is slowly just turning man's lifespan down, like over time. And then from 100, right, you read Psalms 90, the book of Psalms chapter 90, right, in verse 9. For our days are passed away, right, in thy wrath. We spend our years as a tale that is told. Right, you kind of crack a joke or you tell a story and it's kind of here and then it's kind of gone, kind of disappeared. But like the scriptures say, man, our life is like a shadow, man. Right? In Job 8 and 9. It just passeth away, man. The shadow was here one moment, then the next moment is gone. The days of our years are 60 years and 10. Right? Score is 20. Right? So it's saying 60 years and 10 meaning 70. And if by reason of strength they be fourscore, meaning 80, yet is their strength labor and sorrow. Like Yardan was going into earlier, man. Right? You damn in a wheelchair, you bedridden, you got the life alert button, right? You can't read, right? You can't wipe yourself. It's no life to live, man. You a vegetable. What life to live? And you living 7 years in a bed. Right? The last 7 years of your life, you in a damn bed. You need help to use the bathroom. You can't wash, right? You can't do nothing, man. Right? It says, yet is there strength, labor, and sorrow, for it's soon cut off and we fly away, meaning we give up the ghost, man. So that's no life you want to live at that age, man. Right? We wanted to be like we was in the ancient world, man, in full strength, doing the things of old, man. Right? They seeing your damn grandsons and your grandsons, man. Right? All the way to the 5th generation, man, to the 10th generation, man. And it was living hundreds of years back then. That's a beautiful thing to see the joy of your children, man. Right? You see your son kind of have a son, then your son kind of have a son. That's a beautiful thing. And a godly man is going to pass down all of that wisdom.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. It's like, yeah, I don't know if I cut you off. It's a delay.
Nah, you didn't, Ken.
All right, Con. I want to pull this up too, right? Because I was getting into this research while the brother was bringing it out mightily. Now this is can brother see this? All right, what you looking at on your screen is from worldometers.info. Life expectancy of the world population. Now we went over men back then was over 900 years old. In this mortal body, the Most High, you can only live 1,000 years, right? And then the Most High took down that to 120, and we read that in Genesis 6 and 3. And then Sirach 18 and 9, he turned it down again to 90. Then Ariah just went into Psalms 90 and 10, and now he turned it to 80, right? So this is the life expectancy of world population. About 73 years. Women live about 5 years longer than men. And man, you coming in at about 71 years old. This is around the world, right? So man, you don't have no life. 70 years old, right? That's when Noah was an infant, man. Right now, this is by country. Countries ranked by life expectancy. Meaning, what countries live the longest, or people live the longest? Hong Kong, they live to be about 85. Surprisingly, with the Moabites in that diet. Japan, Macau, Switzerland, Singapore, Italy, right? You don't see the Babylon the Great anywhere close, right? Babylon the Great is pretty much at the bottom. You live a short life here because the world, this place is the headquarters of devils, like the brother brought up. But you can see that the average life expectancy is nowhere even close to what the Most High had it originally set up for man. You know, and if you want to look more into that, you can look into it on your own. All right. So man really don't have no life right now, man. All right. Let me go to Isaiah 24:5. That's right. The brother said you got 65 years, then you retire. You know? This Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 5. It reads, "The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left." You see that? So the earth is defiled, man. You can't get around that. Brother, that's something else?
Nah.
So we can go back to second Esdras, man. Right? And that's why we want to get out of here, man. That's why we can't wait to leave this place. This isn't our rest, man. The Lord said in Micah 2:10, it is polluted. You can't even have a decent damn conversation with somebody. All right, now you got toxic masculinity, you homophobic, you can't say nothing upright. If you say anything righteous, you getting smart, they're gonna look at you funny. You can't even say nothing righteous. Go ahead, Yarda.
You can't even say, "Hey, she went that way." You can't even use the word "she," because that woman, she'll say, "Look, you're gonna ask my pronoun." So of course, my pronoun is they, them. Right? Hey, you can't do nothing, man.
Yeah, you can't even call a man because they got these trans agents, where you can be a 35-year-old man and identify as a 6-year-old girl. So guess what? You taking your daughter to the bathroom, there's an old nasty Edomite in there, and you can't get mad. Now you can get mad, but you can't do nothing about it because he's identified as a trans agent. And if you want to talk to your daughter, he's gonna talk to your daughter. Now, if you put hands on him, it's like putting hands on a 6-year-old girl. And guess what? You're going to jail.
Oh,
right? That's real. And that's off as hell. And guess what? His parents is going to adopt your daughter. And they're going to be brother and sister. So this is the life that we got to live. Right? You got it, Yardan.
Yeah, I was going to say, I almost forgot. I was going to say you got men turning to women just to win gold medals and to dominate women in their sports. And Esau, they know this is all contradictory and hard to see, but they like seeing that confusion. Because like in saying James real quick, I think that's James 4:16. Let me see.
I got to prove that after you.
It's the book of James, chapter 4, verse 16. So like here, where there's envying and strife, where is that at?
There's confusion in every evil work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the book of James.
Oh, 3:16.
Yeah.
For where envying and strife is, there's confusion in every evil work. So you got a lot of evil work,
That's right. This Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. So this is the city of confusion, man. Like I said, you could walk down in a grocery store in the aisle damn 7 and be looking at a young boy holding hands with a 70-year-old man, and now they making out. He picking them up, putting them on the top shelf, kissing them. And you want to just grab the cereal, right? You just trying to grab the damn cereal for your family, man. But you have to suffer these. You have to suffer these things, right? So we can't wait to get out of here, man. And a lot of people say, "Why y'all mad all the time?" Because we gotta see this wickedness, man. And the earth is defiled. And guess what? You had some, Araya, because I got another precept.
Con, I got something. But go ahead, finish your point.
Yeah, I want to say this real quick in 2nd Esdras, chapter 7 and 11, right? Let me get that real quick. It reads 7 and 11, because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now was done. And the point I want, it says, for their sakes I made the world. So of course we're going to be mad that the world and the earth is defiled because it's ours, man. You would be mad if somebody went to your house and was pissing all over the wall, never flushed the toilet, trash piling up, and you got to sit there and deal with it. You're going to be upset. You got it.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19, right? And verse number 12. But there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb. Or you got people that kind of born, you know, they don't have no stomach going down, right? They born with certain birth defects. And there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men, right? Hey, man, you got people like this homosexual thing is getting out of hand, man, right? I mean, you got physical doctors that specialize in this thing, man, right? Like the brother brought up the picture of Little Nas X. He damn has breasts. He's a man, right? It's no telling what else he about to do, man. And what else somebody doing in the damn basement, man, in Miami somewhere, right? This was during the time of the Gospels, man, during the Roman Empire. How much more now? Now there's literally clinics set up now, doctor's office. You have certain specific doctors that just do a foot surgery or they just do back pain. And you got certain specific doctors, man, that just cut off rods, man, right? And do stuff like that. I mean, you went to school for 4 years to learn how to put breast on a man. You see that, man? And this is the wicked stuff that is being accepted in this world, man. And soon it's going to be damn near, if it's not already, illegal to speak against this thing, man. They'll lock you up. You kind of have one bad thing to say. It's like you damn broke a law or something, man. They're going to slam you against the wall. You know how you have a gun out in public, and then it's like immediately they're going to throw them things on you, man. They're going to throw you down, or lock you up. They're going to throw you in the back seat, man. Right? If you say, man, get out of here, or stop all that homosexual activity, they're going to call the law on you, man. Imagine you getting slammed up against the wall, your face bleeding, you getting beat down in the street just for speaking up, right, against wickedness, man. That's how much it's accepted in the society.
Hey, there's I think there's a procedure where you can get done, where you can get your toes and your fingers or your hands kind of webbed, like a damn duck. If you look at a duck and see how they got webbed feet, you can get your fingers and hands like that so you can swim faster. I think that's what some people was doing.
See that?
I think some people was doing that when it came to swimming, and people tried to make a big thing out of it, saying that that's cheating, you can't do that. Other people say, look, it's in my rights to get surgery. I'm not cheating. There's a whole little skerfuffle about it. So that's what we also dealing with too. People getting webbed hands and feet so they can swim. So they can swim faster. Like, is that really profitable? You want to swim faster in the last days? How is that going to get you to the kingdom?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. Let me bring this up real quick. Right? This is ridiculous, man. Right? Some of that stuff is humorous, but it's still sad. Right? It's still sad, man. It's still wicked. Right? Now I want to bring this out. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. And we brought this out, I believe we brought this out last week. Right? This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 24. It reads, then it's like it, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled. And these are some of the signs. These are things that were done in the ancient world, but these are things that are done as signs and tokens of the last days, right? And it's going to give you a great detail of things that are happening. It reads, they kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, right? Like we went into that earlier. You have people that are marrying inanimate objects. You have people that are marrying the people of the same sex, just completely defiling the natural order. It reads, but either one slew another traitorously or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men without exception. And this was in all men. This rules over all men. It says blood, manslaughter, theft. You have people kidnapping. You have over 1 million Eves missing in DC, man. And I believe since 2019, 1.3 million so-called black men have just vanished off the earth. Nobody knows what happened to them. So this is theft. Theft is not just stealing an orange from the damn grocery store, man. Theft, you have man stealers on the earth. People sex trafficking, harvesting organs, right? It reads Salakia. And dissimulation. People causing confusion, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumult, perjury, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls. People are defiling their souls, man. Drugs, you understand, sex changes, getting the poison injected in you, Lucifer race and all types of stuff. People are literally defiling their soul, selling out to Esau. Changing of kind. People are changing the kind. Like the Lord made all of the whales after their kind, and all of the fowls after their kind. Man and his kind, right? Men and women. People are changing their kind. You got Esau splicing different animal genetics, trying to make a half animal this, half animal that, trying to mix a human with this, turning a human into this creature. So that's the changing of kind. It reads, disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. Right? You see that? So these are all, we're going into how the earth is defiled and the different dividing of the times, man. Right? Yeah, it's madness, man.
Yeah.
Right? You see that?
Right.
You got it.
I'm gonna touch on what the brother was saying. You know, all that's going back to Esau trying to be God, man. Right? He just trying to be the Lord, man. He trying to be the Most High. He dabbling in the science, right? Hey, man, it's literally, everybody knows this, but it's literally a website called Google, right? That the white man runs, that you can type in anything, it'll give you an answer, man. Right? He wants to have an answer to everything. Right? You sick, this is what you do. Right? You type in frogs, these are all the frog species. Right? You have the male frogs, right? They have this many bumps, they in this many climates. He just wants to know everything, man. Right? It's the book of Ezekiel 28 and verse 2. Son of man, saying to the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord God, because thine heart is lifted up. It's lifted up because he feel like he can do all things, man. Can't nobody stop him. He could change the laws, the decrees, the ordinances, right? Like man and their kind, like the brother was going into. He feel like he can stamp off anything, right? His heart is lifted up. And thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God, man. That's not just Christianity, man. That's overall, man. He'll change organs out. He'll damn make philosophies. Right? He'll do everything against what the Lord has set up and changing everything, right? That was on the right hand side to the left. In the midst of the seas, meaning the nations, yet thou art a man in that God, though thy set thine heart as the heart of God. Though you set your mind to uncover all these dark secrets, right? Know everything, go into damn astrology, right? And science and oppositions thereof, you still just a man, man. Right? And we man, you got Jake kind of trusting in Esau too, man, because of all of his son. And you got Jake when we be teaching on the highways and byways, they'll justify themselves. I went to Harvard, I went to Yale. Like, what's that supposed to mean, man? Don't mean a damn thing, man. Right? You drunk off of his lies and his philosophies, man. You know, people really think high of themselves when they're doctors, when they're scientists and things like that, man.
Hey,
right. Oh, go ahead, Yardan.
Mm. It escaped me.
Yeah, this is a quick precept for a ride. What a ride was going into James 3:15. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. Right. So that's that devilish technology that this wisdom that they're putting out there is not from above. It's from above will teach you instruction, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's the wisdom from above. But this is earthly wisdom from the spiritual demon Satan. It's sensual, right? It's full of lust and sex and being promiscuous and sinning and concupiscence and wickedness, man. And it's devilish. So you got wisdom that's devilish, like the brother's going into, and you have wisdom from above, man. You know? And the earth is defiled due to the earthly, sensual, devilish wisdom.
I found this First Corinthians chapter 2, verse 4, the precept of that. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of that spirit and power. Right? We don't go out there with a what do they call a projector? With a long pointer, this is this
Right.
and this is that. We go off the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Washai. Now that we bring, go out there and bring, a printer and print it out for the people. And it's not like a business. It's not like Esau's type of business. This is verse 5. That your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God. Howbeit, we speak wisdom among them that are perfect. Yet, it's like that's it on that. Right? So a lot of Jake, they love man's wisdom. You know. I was gonna say, didn't you say your old professor? He said he called Google God.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. I actually forgot about that. Right? He said, well, he put that out in the classroom back, he was like, why don't everybody ask God? I mean, Google. And everybody took out their phone and start asking Google, calling the punny. Right? So, this is the world that we living in. All right? So we can go back to 2nd Esdras chapter 14 and verse 10.
Yeah.
And I'm led to believe if Noah or Shem or Adam was on the earth right now, they wouldn't be able to breathe. The air, they'll choke. They'll have a hard time breathing the air, man. You have to hook them up to a damn machine. They wouldn't be able to eat the food. They'll be throwing up. They'll have indigest. They wouldn't be able to live. The water, they couldn't even drink the water, man. The water's all defiled. Hey, if Adam and Methuselah would say they'll be dead, man. Their lifespan to be cut. They'll get all types of different damn sicknesses and ailments, man. Simply based off of the air and the water. Right? So we can go back to that. 2nd Esdras chapter 14, and let's read 12 again.
Second Esdras chapter 14, verse 12. And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption.
Yeah, now that's predicated on you knowing what time you're living in. It says, now therefore, meaning now that you know that the world is divided into 12 parts, and you living in the end of the world, and all hell is going to break loose soon, and the house is on fire, make sure you get your house in order. Right? Now therefore set thine house in order, reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Right? So we have to make sure that we setting our house in order. Hey, your first house is your body. Right? You got to make sure your body as a man is in order, man. That's the first house. You can't, if you got wives and children, they can't get in order unless you in order. Let me get this precept real quick. And Job chapter 4 about us being the house. Right? So it starts, internally. This Job chapter 4 and verse 17. Job 4:17. Shall mortal man be more just than God? Shall a man be more pure than his maker? Behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his angels he charged with folly. How much less in them that dwell in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth. So our bodies are a house too. We have to make sure we get our spirit right, man, because our spirit dwells in the house of clay, because we're formed out of the dust of the ground, right? So we have to make sure that we're fasting, we're praying constantly. Men, you're actually reading, you're studying, right? You're praying for more faith, more mercy in these last days. You're acquiring knowledge. You're getting built up, man. So that's what you want to make sure, because you're living in the last days, man. Brother has something? Now, after you get yourself in order, if you got wives and children, you gotta get them in order too. Right? Let me get that in the book of Sirach 27:3 real quick. Even Ahithophel got his house in order before he committed suicide, man. Right? Let me get that in Sirach chapter 27:3. Right? It reads, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown. Right now, you got households just overthrown. You on the streets, your woman with another man. The kids, they calling her so-called baby father dad now. And they call you by your name. Your household overthrown, man. They call you by your government name. You know? Nobody's coming to see you anymore. You by yourself. You falling away from the truth. All you do is surf the web and watch movies. Right? And the Most High can do that to you, man. So men, you have to make sure your household is in order. Family, y'all have a prayer schedules, and make sure that y'all studying together. You breaking the scriptures down to the household. You instructing the wife, because your household is a reflection of you. You know, you could be so on fire, but if somebody looking at your children and your wife, if they out of order, they're not going to look at you with that same eye. You know.
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how should he take care of the church of God? Right? And this is for the bishops, right? But man, it's double to that which is, man. Because it's going straight into you not being able to rule, man. Right? The Lord not going to give you, right, everlasting life, dominion. Right? Why would the Lord give you the rule over 10 cities and you can't even keep your house in order, like the brother going into, man? Your wife don't never read, right? She watching the basketball wives all day, right? Her Bible is freshly damn bought. It don't got no crinkles in it, no highlights. She half-ass want to read and damn cook, man. She don't want to do nothing. She just out of order. So if you can't even rule your own house, you're not going to take care of the church. You're not going to be on fire. You're not going to be able to teach, right? And your whole house could crumble by you not being in order, man. That's why it's very important, right, that men take care of them households.
That's right.
You got it.
And a brother put the oh, go ahead, Yardan.
You said what?
I was saying the brother put the Genesis 18 and 19.
Yeah.
For I know him that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment. That's Abraham, right? Because Abraham was righteous, but the Most High knew that Abraham would put that your righteousness has to abound like a flood on your household, man. You can't be the only one on fire in your house, right? You're the only one diligent. You're the only one getting it in. Brother, you got a whole household, man. And that's the judges, so are his officers. That's applicable to your marriage too. You got it, Yardan.
It's all right. 30:3. And it reads this: He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. Before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Right? Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he hath left one behind him that is like himself. Right? So it behooves you. Hey, as a matter of fact, you have to, right? You have to raise up your children righteously, according to the law. Because if you don't, hey, you should want your kid to grieve the enemy. You shouldn't want to see your kid with the enemy. right? Your kid should be so mighty that even Esau get mad at him. Even Esau hate him. You know, that means he's doing something good. That means he's keeping the law, statutes, commandments.
That's right. That's right.
Right, I got a precept. It's Deuteronomy chapter 6, right, and verse number 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, talking about the commandments, right? And thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Meaning constantly, man. You're talking the household shouldn't be, right? You got the greatest score last time in Mario, now I have to beat you, right? Or what do you want, right, as a gift for doing good in school? There shouldn't be folly conversations in the household, man. They say what? When thou sittest in the house, meaning when y'all chilling, y'all need to be going over the precepts. When thou walkest by the way, meaning you taking them to school, right? You walking, taking a walk with your child. And when thou liest down, right? Meaning before y'all go to sleep. And when thou riseth up. So, hey, man, strictly in the morning, man. Right? So all throughout the day, you're supposed to be diligently teaching your children, man, constantly. Because that's going to show them that you're serious. That's going to put them in the understanding that this household is ran in the Lord, man, and what's acceptable and what's unacceptable. Because your children will rule over you, man.
That's right. Let me
And
get
you
this.
see that with the Edomites. It's like you see that with the Edomites all day. Have you ever seen an old show? Something with the nanny. You see the kids always ruling over the Edomite kids always ruling over their father and their mother. Yeah, I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And it's 12 o'clock in the morning, right? They said, play the Xbox, get with me, daddy. And the father got work 7 in the morning. He banging on the door, play with me. So now the kids all rolling over the father and the mother. You know, the daughter kind of back talking to moms. I can do your hair better than you. So it's just nothing but madness and folly, you know, things that are not convenient.
Right, and that's why it's important to know the order, man. It's important to know. Let me get that in 1 Corinthians 11, because you may have somebody that may not know that. Right, you got brothers first coming into this thing, right? Not everybody's going to come in on the same level. So let me bring this out. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach, as it is written, the head of Christ is God. So there's order, man. Right? The man has to be under Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah is under the Father. Right? We all have to submit ourselves one to another, man. Right? The man can't just be doing his own thing because he's under Yahweh Shah. And whatever his words say, he has to follow wholeheartedly, and the woman has to follow that too in righteousness. And understand that the man's job is to bring her to the Most High. Now, I wanted to bring this out too, right? Because like Yardan was saying, you have Jake kids, mainly Edomites, that actually be beating up their parents, killing their parents, man. You know, you got women who be talking back to their husbands, right? We know the famous saying, "Negro, you ain't shit. That's why your daddy left you," right? All types of stuff, man. Right? She talking to you, you know, your best friend behind your back, right? This Sirach chapter 33 and verse 24. It's like 33 and 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again. As long as thou livest and hast any breath in thee, give not thyself over to any. Meaning you should be ruling the household, man. Stop asking your wife, can you go to camp? Asking your son, what should I eat? Look, you tell him what he eating, man. What do I eat today? And I don't know, gummies. He's sitting there eating damn gummies all day, man. Get your household in order, right? Everything should be done according to scripture. Right? Let me read on. Sirach chapter 33 and 21. For better it is that thy children should seek to thee than that thou shouldest stand to their courtesy. And all thy works keep to thyself the preeminence, and leave not a stain in thine honor. You see that? Right? So you got to make sure that things are done in order, man.
Yeah.
Your woman shouldn't be telling you what to do in the house. Read. Right? She just say read. Right? You doing a damn video and then you close the damn laptop and start reading. Get up. You know what time it is. She coming in like this. Right? And you know that means you gotta get up and go take a shower. Right? So you can't let you gotta keep things right. You gotta do things in order, man. Right? And there's many examples about how our forefathers had their house in order. Look at Abraham. Look at Tobit. Right? Look at Jacob. Right? And everything was done in order. Abraham was so in order, he was able to control an entire army, have many slaves, cattle, servants, had a wife and a son, and everything was still in order. So, Jake, you don't have no excuse, man.
Oh, no. Right, it's the book of Sirach. Right, going into the kids, man, because kids bad as hell, man, for real, for real. You gotta beat your kids, man. Start with that timeout stuff or that another chance, or maybe they'll learn their lesson if I give them one more chance. No, you gotta beat your kids, man. Right, you gotta pop them upside their head, kind of jock them up, kind of whip out the rod and kind of go to work, man. It's the book of Sirach, right, chapter 32 and verse 22. It says what? Beware of thy own children. So the Lord telling you, look, beware of your own children, man. Your children will rob you, lie right to your face, right damn. You got money missing in your house, and you trying to figure out who did it, and then you ask your damn daughter or you ask your son, and they, I don't know what happened. Then they kind of give you that smile. You like, well, a little brain wouldn't do that to me, and then you kind of go down cussing out your brother, man. Your damn son just robbed you, right? He got a brand new pair of Jordans. He said he damn raking up leaves after school, but he the one that robbed you, man. You got to beware of your own children. The Lord not saying that just because, well, just beware of them. They might laugh too loud in the background, or it might just be bad. Or they'll kill you, man. There's accounts of kids killing their parents, man. This is crazy, right? Your kid will overthrow your household, man.
Yeah, and a brother put in a comment, boy, a woman got the man sleeping on the couch. You in the doghouse tonight, right? That's not biblical, right? That's not biblical. There's no going in the damn doghouse, man. Right? Let me get this precept, right? Let me go to the book of First Thessalonians, man. The damn doghouse. This is madness. See, the world, and we was talking about that earlier. The beautiful thing, we was on a clubhouse yesterday. We was talking about stuff like this because, a lot of Jakes, you don't have no righteous examples. You've never really grown up seeing a righteous household in order, and it's truth. You come from single parent homes. Your so-called father not in your life, right? All you got, we was going to that yesterday. All you got is Bill Cosby. You got Dr. Huxtable. You got that
dude from My Wife and Kids.
Yeah, you got Michael Kyle. You got Family Matters. You got Uncle Phil. Right? That's about it. It don't get no more than that. Those are role models. Did Uncle Phil have fringes on? Right? Did Bill, did Bill Cosby, was they keeping the Passover? Did Bill Cosby keep the Passover? What's the Eve name? What's that sister name?
From where?
Bill Cosby wife from the TV show, but that's all right. Right?
Valerie.
Nah.
Claire?
Yeah, Claire. Right? But Felicia Rashad. They weren't keeping the damn Passover together, man. Uncle Phil was actually a homosexual.
Yeah, he was sweet.
Yeah, he had sugar in his tank.
I didn't know that.
Yep, he was. Yep.
Sweet footing.
Yeah, he had sweet feet. Right?
That big biscuit. Man, he was a homosexual this whole time.
Yes.
Wow,
man. Yeah, so look, hey, you have to open up this Bible and see the righteous examples, man. Right? Salakia. You have to open up this book and read about King David, man. There were times when David didn't discipline his sons, man. And his whole sons were out of order. Right? There's an actual precept. I'm going to find it. when it says that David never corrected Amon, and Amon was bit. Let me find that real quick.
It's like her name was Vivian, and
Yeah,
they never wore dresses. She was never a role model for real, for real.
She was
Maybe
sassy.
if he was in a world, you can be a world, huh?
He was sassy.
She was sinister.
right. So
Yeah,
like,
Amen.
bear with me. Let me
Uncle
find this precept. Right.
God,
So
Uncle
you have
Phil, he was.
go ahead,
Oh,
Yarda.
somebody, you got it.
Go ahead. I'm gonna find this.
I was just saying, yeah, Uncle Phil, as he said, he was a biscuit. He was sweet footed. So there's nothing that he could really tell him. And even in the show, you can kind of see it a little bit. If you really see, his mannerisms was like kind of off.
That's right. That's right. And again, you have these righteous examples, man. You have Abraham. You have Isaac. Right? Jacob told his sons, "Wash your garments and be clean, man, and put away the strange gods that are among you." All right. Tobias and his wife, they prayed together. And Tobit, the 8th chapter, you supposed to pray with your wife, man. When you read History Susanna 1:1, it says her parents were also righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses. So you can't say, well, I don't know. You don't. Hey, you got to unplug yourself from the world and look at how our forefathers dealt with their households, man. All right. These are real men. Abraham, that's a real man. Uncle Phil, not no damn real man. Because he pulled out Lucy and then won Will Smith money back at the damn pool hall, man. Right? That don't make you a real man. Bill Cosby, because he was a doctor, right? And he told Theo, he got Theo to college, and Theo helped Theo move in, right? That don't make you a real man, man. Read the precepts. You got it.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 5. And there was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias, of a certain Esdras, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. And they were both righteous before Yahweh, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord blameless. It said that they was blameless, man. Right? Imagine having two parents saying the truth, right? Righteous examples, right? It ain't, you never tasted pork in your life. Imagine that from you growing up, man. You never even had that experience to taste shrimp, right? Crab, deal with all manner of foolishness, like what they call it, Christmas. I forgot the damn name of it, man. Right, Christmas, Halloween. Right, you got your little baby pictures when you was young. Right, you was a turtle. You got your sword and the damn with a photo book. Right,
Right.
you a damn spider. Right, none of that foolishness, man. Right, you keeping the Passover. Right, you damn a baby keeping the Passover with your hands like this. Right now, all of the baby pictures. Right, you're not a spider, man, or a Ninja Turtle, man. These are the things that we gotta be going over the precepts and understanding, man. It said they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord, blameless. So imagine your parents being blameless in this thing, and you looking up and seeing that as a righteous example. That's beautiful.
Yeah, we don't see that, man. You see your parents, right, growing up fighting, getting into arguments, her storming out, he may storm out, she may bring another dude in, right? He may beat her up, right? That they call that ghetto love we went into earlier, man. Jake, all you got is that baby boy ghetto love. That argue, all we do is argue and then deal with each other afterwards, man. The Lord not dealing with that no more, man. Now I wanted to get this precept about David, right? This 1 Kings 1:6. Well, I'm gonna start at 5. This 1 Kings chapter 1 and 5. Then Adonijah, the son of Haggith, exalted himself, saying, I will be king. And he prepared him chariots and horsemen and 50 men to run before him. And his father, here go the point, and his father had not displeased him at any time in saying, why hast thou done so? What does that mean? I mean, his father never corrected his son. Never. So even when you look up, let's say you go to the New Living Translation, it says, now his father, King David, had never disciplined him at any time, even by asking, why are you doing that? Imagine that. You never check your son. You never even say, what are you doing? You just let your son do what he want to do. That's what David did for one of his sons. He didn't even ask him, what are you doing? He just, anything he saw him doing, he just let him do it. You can't be like that in these last days, man. All right, you got to set your household in order. If your son, back in the ancient world, if you had a stubborn and gluttonous son, guess what? He got put to death. Right? So you're supposed to correct your son, correct your children, teach them the law, statutes, and commandments, man, and build them up. Right? Our nation building starts within our households. So our fathers should be applying the knowledge of the scriptures to be able to teach their wives, so the wives in hand or in turn can teach the children. Right? And they should always set that example for the children within the household that they may have a blameless, righteous marriage to look up to, man. That boyfriend, girlfriend, and all types of wickedness, man. We got to leave that stuff in the past,
Hey, I got a quick. I got one after you.
No, you go ahead.
The Sirach 30 and 11. Give him no liberty in his youth, and weep not at his follies. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. Right? Hey, and that's a lot of jakes today, a lot of grown men, right? They real stubborn and stiff-necked because their fathers didn't really teach them, the law, statutes, commandments when they were young. Like it says, 1 Kings 2 and 1, it's like a 2 and 3, like a 2 and, 1. 1 Kings 2 and 1, now the days of David drew nigh, that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth, be thou strong therefore, and shew thyself a man, and keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. That's how you become a man.
Right. It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 3, right, and verse number 12. It say, in that day I will perform against Eli all things which I have spoken concerning his house. When I begin, I will also make an end. For I had told him that I will judge his house forever for the iniquity which he knoweth, because his sons made themselves foul, and he restrained them not. So the Lord said, look, man, I'm going to judge your whole house because you didn't get your sons in order, man. You didn't beat your sons. You ain't jack them up, man. You ain't cut them up with the scriptures. He said, I'm going to judge your house forever, man. And that's deep. Because you could be in a situation, right? And now your whole lineage got judged because you wasn't handling things like a man. Like the brothers are bringing out, man. A real man keeps the commandments. And this is another one. This 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 1. The Samuel's kids was evil, man. Right? They was going off. This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 1. And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of the second was Abi. They were judges in Beersheba. And his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre and took bribes and perverted judgment, man. So they sitting there making bribes. You a judge, right? Like them in the world, you got the kingpin. He trying to give you 50,000, right? Kind of slide it under the table to not get jail time. Samuel's sons were doing that, man. They were perverting judgment, letting people go free, not doing righteous judgment, right? Whatever the penalty was, taking money or taking shekels, going the hell off, man. And said unto him, right? So like in verse 4, then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramoth and said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. Right? So that was the beginning of us wanting a damn king, man. For real. Because what? Samuel's sons was out of order, man. And that kind of perverted the whole mix-up to us even wanting a king for the first place when the Lord said, I'm your king. So your children, man, and your household can affect, right, your whole nation, man. It can affect your whole lineage like Eli. So this thing is important, man.
That's right. And I'm gonna let me back on that real quick. And this is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12 and 9. It reads, wherefore hast thou despised, this Nathan talking to David, right? Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife. So the Lord could do that, man. If you go off, it could be one time, and then confusion will never leave your household. So that's important for you men to be in order, man. Due to David going off, his whole household got disrupted. Adonijah rose up against him when he was old. Absalom rose up against him. His son raped his sister. It was confusion. Then his brother killed his brother, man. David's son killed his own brother. Right? So this is the confusion that all happened in David's household. So damn house collapsed, man. Right? And you had Shemaiah sitting there throwing rocks at him saying, you a bloody man, you a bloody man. And David had to kind of eat that, man. He had to kind of take that from him. Right? So you men, you got to make sure that you on fire, because if you go off, guess what? And the Most High going to destroy everything, man. It's important to set your household in order, for your wife to be in order and your children to be in order. And then the Lord told Amos, through the prophet Amos, he told Amaziah, since you telling me not to do the work of the Lord, guess what? Your wife going to be a harlot in the city. Let me get that real quick in Amos. So the Most High can judge you and turn your wife to a harlot, man. Why is she texting? Why is she sneaking texting these other guys? Because you're not in order, brother. How come she keep leaving early and then coming back real late? Why is it always a long line in the grocery store? Right? This Amos chapter 7 and verse 16. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing for sake of time, but pretty much when you read this, Amos was prophesying in the king's court. Amaziah, the wicked priest, and Israel said, do not prophesy here. Go and prophesy in Judah. Amos told him, I got something to do. I got to do the work of the Lord. And simply because you're telling me not to prophesy, here's your judgment. Right? Amos 7 and 16. Now, therefore, hear thou the word of the Lord. Thou sayest, prophesy not against Israel, and drop not thy word against the house of Isaac. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by lot. You know what that is in modern day terms? Your wife committed adultery, CPS take your children, and you get evicted out your house. That's all that is in modern day terms. And that can happen, man. Right? Thy land shall be divided by lot, and thou shalt die in the polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. Right? You see that? So his whole wife became a harlot in the city because he wasn't on fire.
So Laki, what scripture was that?
That was Amos 7 and 16 through 17.
I'm about to land me back off of that. And this Hosea 4 and 14. It says, right? I'm going to start at 13. They sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains and burn incense upon the hills unto oaks and pollers and elms, because the shadow thereof is good. And then we hiding ourselves doing all type of strange sacrifices to the spiritual demon Satan, man. Right? Going to hell off, right? With these idols, because the shadow thereof is good. Therefore, your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery. So the Lord said, look, man, you wanna play with me, man? You want to commit spiritual fornication with me? You want to cheat on me? Well, I'm about to make them cheat on you, man. That's how the Lord get down, man. It's always going to be a just balance in this thing, man. If you go off, let's believe the Lord going to judge you, man. Imagine your damn woman coming home, man. Hey, like the damn Ronald Isley song, man. I forgot how it go, man. But hey, every Jake know that damn song.
Right. Sitting there lying the whole time.
You say what?
Sitting there lying the whole time.
Right. Talking about what is going on between the sheets in my home.
Right.
Right. And then it's a hell of a damn conflict after that. Right. Verse 15. Though thou Israel play the harlot, Salakia, verse 14. I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For themselves are separated with the whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore, the people that doeth not understand shall fall. So if you don't understand, man, you're gonna fall, man. And the Lord is gonna crumble your whole household. He made all the women whores, man. Now he literally did that because you went off. So you don't want to play or underestimate the Lord's judgments, man. Because while you relaxing, you thinking everything's in order. You damn getting content with the place that you in. You relaxing. You're not reading the same. You're not being diligent. You're not holding yourself steadfast. Then suddenly your house gonna start to crumble, man. And if you don't fix that leak that's in your damn bathroom, man, it's gonna get worse. Then that leak gonna turn into a puddle. Then that puddle gonna turn into your whole damn roof caving in, man. Right now, your top floor, you got a big old hole in it, man. And that hole could be bigger than you can ever imagine. And the Lord can have a tornado come, not physically, right? Physically too, man, but on a spiritual level, had a tornado come and now everything is upside down.
And I'm gonna link up with that. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and 30. I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all not a vineyard in this context represents your household, because we're dealing with your household, right? So Solomon said, I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns, and nettles had covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. You see that? And where that wall? The Lord said, I'm a wall, and my breast like unto towers. So the Most High looks at man and his lower state and sees that a little bit of slumber, a little bit of being slothful, your whole vineyard can just be overgrown with thorns, man. Right? Because all it takes is one day, right? One day, I'm not going to go out there in the vineyard, right? Then now you got 3 days. You haven't been out in the vineyard. I get there next week. Then it's been 2 weeks. Now you look outside out the blinds, and now it's wild animals in there. Now you kind of stop caring, man. Because the Most High put that spirit on you to not to care. He gave you over to your own vanity. Right? It reads, then I saw and considered it well. I looked upon it and received instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. So all it takes is a little bit, man, like the brother saying, man. 1 day off, 1 hour, right? You take damn 15 hours, you out the spirit. You want to be wicked for 15 hours. Then the other few hours, you want to be righteous, right? You're not going to make it, man. A little bit, and that's why it's important, too, to put yourself on a schedule. I know brothers that have prayer schedules. Man, they have alarms on their phone where they pray certain hours, where they family prays certain hours. They have certain prayers they'll do. It's important to put yourself on a regimen and on a schedule and stick to that discipline, man. Consistency and discipline and integrity, those 3 is a recipe for, spiritual success, man.
And to touch on what the brother said, man, because it literally could be 15 hours you're going off or just peeking around the corner or taking a break, right? There ain't no breaks in this truth, man. That's why certain men, right, it's all through the grace and mercy of the Lord, but and they working for this truth, man. They putting the long hours in. They going overtime. They reading. They going into the parables. They trying to teach. They fasting. They being diligent, man. They exhortating, man. They having the faith, right? And the Lord is going to reward that. The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding. Now the Lord never said wonder how far. He didn't say 3 feet. He didn't say 15 feet. Hey, if you kind of take a step out of the way of understanding, if you kind of trip, man, you could be blown out. Now there's no in-depth, wander out of the way. Was it 15 miles? Is it 35 miles? No, man, like the brother said, it could be damn 15 hours, man. 15 hours you gave yourself over to vanity, lust, and foolishness, man. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead, man. And I always said that sin feels good to an evil man, right? Just like a mosquito bite, man. You get the itching, it, get the feeling good. Then next thing you know, man, you got a big old bump on your arm, man. Right? Hey, man, you get the scratching that sin, it's get the feeling good. You keep doing it over and over. Hey, man, the Lord's going to give you over to that vanity, man, that you knocking down the door trying to open, man.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a quick point. You know, when I was doing football, you know, obviously we had to go to football practice, and a lot of brothers, they skipped it, right? At one point, they was on fire. They was the fastest, and they was the strongest. And their IQ on the field was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, one day they decided, you know, like, I'm gonna smoke this blunt real quick. So they smoked the blunt and skipped practice. And for some brothers, that was the last we ever seen of them. And for other brothers, you know, they kind of came back, but then they skipped another day, and then they got back on fire. Hey, but some brothers, we never seen their face again. And that's likened to the truth, because you can't take no days off. You shouldn't want to take a day off. Your spirit is a flame. You should always throw wood in it to keep it on fire. If you're not keeping your flame burning bright, like the Lord said in Luke 12th chapter, I believe, in 35th verse, then hey, you're gonna be cold. You know, you ain't gonna be on fire no more. You're gonna be cold. Hey, and in football, if you skip that one practice, you could be a fastest brother, you know, and then be the slowest brother all in the matter of a day, all because you decided to get off the field. You know,
That's right. That's right. And that looking back spirit, a lot of brothers, you be looking back too, man. Right? Turning around like this, trying to see what's calling you. Ain't nothing calling you, man. Right? Keep it pressed toward the mark. But let's go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 14. All right. We're back in 2nd Ezra chapter 14. And let's read verse 13 one more time.
can you hear me?
Come on.
In 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse.
Salaki, real fast, right? Hey, this is what's gonna happen if you take a day off, man. Right?
Yeah. You see that?
Oh man.
You see that? All right.
Now you a born sinner, you know.
Right. You see that right there? All right. You don't want to be like that, man. And that's written for your learning. I mean, that's an example, right? For your learning. All right. So we want to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, you know, or the Most High will blow your candlestick out. Right? So we can go back to it.
2nd Ezra 14.
Right, you gotta be on fire. Right?
Dang.
You gotta stay on fire, man. Or you can go from believing in the Most High and His Son Yahweh Shai, now you don't believe in Yahweh Shai anymore. And nobody knows what these brothers are doing behind closed doors.
No.
You can fake it around brothers, man. You can come around brothers and you know, you could be this super guy Israelite, and you know, you got your fridges on, and hey, like I brought out earlier, hey, this truth is lonely, man. You're really by yourself, and you live your life in secret. You make your moves in secret. You don't really talk to nobody out in the public. Only people you're around is around your brothers. You can kind of be yourself. But then when you leave your brothers, who are you, man? Right? Who are you? Nobody knows who you are. You kind of by yourself. Now, we don't know what people are doing by themselves, man. But you see the fruit of their labor, and they begin to slowly fade away. You know? So, you had something else, Yaradan? Let's go back to it. 2nd Ezra 14 and 13.
2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption.
Right? And we have to comfort our people. How do we comfort our people? By breaking the precepts down. We don't send you to the local psychiatrist. We're not giving you the pills. Right? We're giving you this word right here. Let me get this in 1 Maccabees chapter 12. This is how we comfort our people. 1 Maccabees chapter 12 and verse 9. Therefore, we also, albeit we need none of these things, For that we have the holy books of scripture in our hands to comfort us. So we have the holy books of scriptures. This is all you need to comfort you, man. Build up your faith, to exhort you, to admonish you. That's all you need. So we have to comfort our people with the word of the Most High God and reprove them and tell them where they're going off. Go on.
Verse 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature.
Yeah, stop worrying. You know, you got Jake worrying about, is that woman going to finally text them back? They're not studying and reading until they get the text back from that woman. Are we going to get married? Where are we going to get married in 10 years? Stop worrying about that, brother. We don't have time to be worried about where you're going to get married 10 years, right? Where are we going to have our honeymoon at? If I save up enough money 10 years from now, and then we go to Tijuana, and then after that, we could, brother, if you sitting there thinking about that all day, your mind is bad, man. Right? You're thinking about how Bitcoin is going to be in 15 years, Forex. You think about how to topple the Forex market and overthrow it in 30 years. Your mind is bad, man. We looking to get out of here, man. Now we use this world and we do what we got to do, and we use it, but don't abuse it. But don't be looking to make it here, man. And you got these mortal thoughts going on. Think about you want to be a bodybuilder, right? All you doing is working out. You want to be a bodybuilder in the truth. You taking away all your hours from studying to work out. You getting back into this world because coronavirus is slowing down, and now you spending more hours at the office instead of reading. You worried about that big promotion? You got to let that stuff go, man. You got it.
Let me bring this over first.
Come.
And you know, that's why brothers gotta stop acting like kids, man. It ain't time to have fun. It's not our rest, man. Stop trying to have fun, man. Now is the time to go hard so you can rest later, man. Right? The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, man. Like the scripture says. Right? Let me get this in Ecclesiastes. Right? It's Ecclesiastes 7, right? And verse number 3. Sorrow is better than laughter. Now, a lot of people can't understand that because they want to have fun. They want to be that damn rapper they always wanted to be in the world, that singer, right? They want to damn be that basketball player. They want these dreams and these admirations in a society. They want to be an actor, right? A songstress, right? A musician. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better, right? The heart of the wise is in the house of the mourner. That's playing upon tables, man. If you're wise, you're going to always understand you're in slavery. You're in bondage. You're in the land of your enemy, right? You don't have the law in your inward parts yet. You have not obtained. There's still more work to do. Jake out there drunk, right? Jake out there sick, right? Jake's still a homosexual, man. He doing drugs, man, right? He is at a lower state, right? Now your heart right now got to be in a state of mourning. But the heart of the fools is in the house of mirth, man. You got that spirit, right? Your mother tell you when you was younger, hey, clean your room and go play later. And then you kind of go sneak out the back door and damn get embarrassed. Now the whole rest of the day and week you cleaning your room, then the basement, you're going to be destroyed, man. Take the time right now to get in the books, read, pray, fast. Hey, life is a shadow, man. And you're going to live forever. Look at the time right now. Lord forbid this kingdom lasts another 10 years. But say it lasts another 5 to 10 years before we get up out of here, right? You telling me 5 years, right? And then you got on the other side eternity, everlasting life, forever, slaves, dominion, power, glory, understanding, sipping yan, right, with Yahweh, right, seeing the uttermost parts of the earth, right, having gold, right, sleeping upon gold, having chains upon your neck in our first estate, or just a couple more months, right, in captivity, right, doing what you need to be doing and what you were created to do, right? Jake got to understand what's important to them, man, and weigh out this thing. Look yourself in the mirror and be like, man, do I really want this, man? And am I going to buckle down? Like the Lord said that the commandments are not burdensome, they're not grievous, right? So maybe it's Satan on me that's making me feel like I want to go have fun, man. Hey, that's not fun. Fun is having slaves, man, telling them what to do. Like you tell your shadow what to do, man. Hey, man, hey, the kingdom will be fun, man. Dwelling in the streets, right? Seeing the old men and children playing no death, persecution, no violence, no being patrolled by the so-called white man. These are the things that brothers look forward to, man. This is not our rush. You know?
That's right. This is a quick precept on top of that. This is the book of James, chapter 4 and 8. Draw nigh to the Most High, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and he shall lift you up. You see that? So let your joy, it's okay to let your joy to be turned into mourning, man. Right? Or your joy to heaviness and your laughter to mourning. You don't have to laugh and, like the brother said, and smile and crack jokes all the time, man. It's okay to be solemn. We have solemn assemblies. Even our feast days include solemn assemblies, man. Right? So the Most High deals with that just balance, man. We're not saying walk around and punch holes in walls,
Right.
and wear black sleeves like them gothic kids, man, with the little circles in them, right? And do all types of wickedness to yourself. But we're telling you to afflict your spirit, man. Rather you fasting, rather you meditate on the days of old. You understand, you focus, you doubting in the spirit. That's how you should be, man. All right. So we can go back to that. That's why you have to let go of these mortal thoughts, man. And we've all had mortal thoughts. You had your chance, right? The Lord called you out of that. You wanted to be that rapper. Hey, that's over with when you come into this truth. You may have wanted to be an athlete. Hey, it's over with when you come into this truth, man. A fashion designer, your own entrepreneur, right? Have your own business. All that stuff, forget about it, man. Not saying you can't kind of have your pastime and your hobby, but your sole focus is this truth. You know? So you got to let go of these mortal thoughts. All right? I want 5 wives. Right? Brother, leave that alone, man. You keep thinking about how many wives you want. You praying to the Most High for 5 wives in the truth. Your mind is bad. You got it.
Jake trying to be the next Wolf of Wall Street and investing in Doggy Coin, GameStop. Jake spent a whole paycheck, in the stock market. Now your lights are off. Congratulations. But Jake, priorities are all screwed up, and your mind is sour.
That's right. So we can go back to it.
2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 15. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times.
Right?
For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
Read that again.
For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
So the Lord telling you, why do you want to mentally, spiritually detach yourself from this lifestyle? Because the evils that you're experiencing now is only going to get worse, man. This house is already on fire, but it's going to burn with a bigger blaze, man. It's already on fire. The Lord said, I've come to send fire in the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? So this house is burning, man. Why would you want to make a house that's burning a place of permanent rest? More flames are going to be on this place, man. When a house starts on fire, it kind of starts small, then the damn ceiling start collapsing, right? The floors start caving in. You can't open certain doors, or that fire going to engulf you. That's how it is in this life, man. And this world, this earth is on fire, right? So you have greater evils that's coming on the earth, like what? Jacob's trouble, famine, race wars, martial law, severe pestilence, economic collapse, power outages on a massive level, EMP attacks, cannibalism, robbery, sedition. These are all of the evils that are coming on the earth. And you worried about, is Bitcoin going to overtop 4x in the next 10 years. You gotta yarn down.
And that be making me mad because brothers be getting mad and upset. Not to say you can't be upset at certain things, but a lot of brothers they be upset at the wrong things. Brother, who give a damn if you lost your job? You know, yeah, I'm not saying be a robot, but you got to remember at the end of the day, hey, far worse things are coming, right? And that day you're gonna forget about everything that you're thinking of now. So why are you fretting so hard? Why are you worrying, stressing out, you pulling out your hair? Yeah, your girl kind of, cheated on you. Yeah, that stuff is bad, but you got to remember, it's about to get 10 times worse. Your mind got to be set on, building up your spirit and your faith now for when Jacob troubles appear. Because in that day, you're not going to be thinking about, oh man, I should apply to 50 jobs in Indeed. No, you're going to be thinking about the scriptures. You're going to be thinking about how to, make your next move, right? How not to sin. So Jake, and Jake be like, man, there's so much to talk about it concerning that topic. It's crazy.
Yeah, Jake, if you're thinking about in Jacob's trouble, what jobs you didn't apply to, you're gonna get cut down, man. Oh, I wonder how my resume's looking. Guess what, brother? You're not gonna be thinking about that. Or our cover letter. You're gonna be worried about eating, putting food in your stomach, and living the next day. That's why Solomon said all this stuff is vanity, man.
Yeah.
Hey, your apartment, your house, your condo, it's all vanity, man. Your car, it's vanity. You're not gonna have that when all hell break loose. So stop setting your heart on things that are not, and look at the things that are not seen. I'm gonna get that precept after Ariah. I know you got a precept.
Come on, I got one.
Come
It's the book of Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 25, right? And the Lord put it in our spirits to always say these things, man. We telling you all hell about to break loose, man, all the time, all the time. You see it slowly approaching, man. That's why the Lord is giving you grace and mercy to get yourself together, right? It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 25. Whosoever shall remain from all these that I have told thee shall escape. And the Lord said, look, man, if you think you're dealing with something, now it's a hell of a lot more. It's a whosoever remain. Not only the strong gonna survive. That don't mean you can bench press 350. Don't mean you 6'4". Right? Don't mean you got all the supplies in a bug out bag, man. The strong survive, meaning in the scriptures. The man and woman that has the most faith, right? Hey, the man and a woman that was been taking themselves all this time getting ready. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. And the men that are received shall see, who have not tasted death from their birth. And the heart of the inhabitant shall be changed and turned into another meaning. So you're not going to have these thoughts no more, man. If you remain through everything that you're going through, and the Lord's going to give you everlasting life. It say, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. So you're going to get everything the fruit of your reward if you stay diligent and on fire, man, and not be sifted out by damn losing a job, man. You damn sifted out because your woman talk too much, and then you damn take a break, and then the next thing you know, you come back home and she not there no more. And you cry yourself to sleep in depression, man. What do I do, spirit? Right? Willowing in the dark, soaking, man. There's bigger things that's about to come on the earth, man. Right? If this is shaking your leaf on the tree now, then when that wind actually really starts to blow, man, you're going to tumble over.
This I got two quick precepts. This it's like this Colossians chapter 3 and 1. If ye then be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Christ, Hamashiach, sitteth on the right hand of God. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. You see that? So we're not setting up, like a brother said, we're thinking about slaves. That's what we talk about. When we around each other, we're not talking about the 401k plan. Right? But we may talk about, complain about captivity and stuff like that. But we talking about the scriptures. precepts, the breakdowns, the prophecies, right? What the Most High is going to do on the earth, right? Our conversation is in heaven, like I tell you, man. Right? Let me get that in Philippians, right? The 3rd chapter. This is the book of Philippians, chapter 3 and verse 20. For our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Now, I believe when you look this word up, conversation, right? Bear with me 1 second. Let me pull this up in the Greek, right? Our conversation is in heaven. We're thinking about spiritual things, right? We're not talking about who's going to win the next championship. All right. So when you look this word conversation up in the Greek, bear with me.
Strong's G 4175. Politima.
Right. Now this word conversation is politima. It means the administration of civil affairs or commonwealth. A citizen. So it really means a citizen. So when it says our conversation is in heaven, it's really talking about our citizenship, right? Where we really want to be at, right? We think about the kingdom of heaven, right? We're thinking about the chariots. We're thinking about everlasting life. Our citizenship is in heaven, man. We're not worried about an American citizenship and life in Babylon. We're worried about the heavenly things, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like brother Matthew Hill said in the comments, it's a blackout right now in Texas. I think those people that's going through that blackout is thinking about their resume, and how the time, they missed the hoop playing basketball when they was 10, and they old girlfriends. They thinking about how to survive today and tomorrow. Right? Where I'm gonna get water, I'm gonna do this and a third. So it just goes to show that your mind isn't occupied on your old life when you're tribulation. So the point I'm saying is, why are you stressing? You're stressing about little things,
Con, I got this precept real quick. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. You see that? So we're not worried about the things that are seen, the tangible things. This is all an illusion. Smoke and mirrors. This is not real. Like we always bring out. Your sense of happiness in Babylon, that's not true happiness. The food that you think tastes good, and you ain't seen nothing yet, man. That water that you like, that Fiji and that nice water, that's not real water. That's not the best water you'll ever have, man. These are not real clothes, right? This chain, this is nothing. This is temporal, man. This meat tree, hey, to hell with it, man. All this stuff is over with, man. Right? The kingdom of heaven is going to have the true eternal things. That's what we focused on, man. So you gotta get your eyes right, man. Get your vision right, and see things are far off. Right? The Lord said, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil." You gotta foresee things, man. You got it.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 10. And whatsoever mine eyes desire, I kept not from them. I withheld not mine heart from any joy. So Solomon had the power to get gold, silver, right down singers, the best fruits, right? The pleasant things upon the earth, man. Right? It says what? For my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion from all my labor. Then I looked on all the works of mine hands had wrought. Now he didn't just have, damn 50,000 pieces of gold. Hey man, he was rich beyond measure. He had singers beyond measure, land beyond measure, cattle beyond measure, servants beyond measure, right? And it says, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun, man. So you could be what? A movie star, you can have all of the money, you can have a damn yacht. You could fly a damn helicopter, man, and look over the cities of America, man. That's still nothing, man. It's still all vanity and vexation of spirit. Like the Lord said, man, what would it profit if a man gain the whole world and lose his soul, man? You're gonna lose everlasting life and a chance to reign forever for these immortal things, man. That's just foolish, right? That's going to be here, right there, and then gone the next second because this life is nothing but a shadow. Like the brother says, smoke and mirrors, man, right? And the Lord is not a man that he should lie. This life is literally a shadow, man. We just looked at our forefathers, and that's a shadow to the Lord. Them living 900 years, man. That's nothing to the Lord, man. That's nothing. And that's damn near forever for us to even damn fathom that they were living 900 years, man. And we live in 80 plus, 90 if we lucky, man. And this life is a shadow. Do what you got to do, right? Keep the commandments, stay on fire, right? Love your brother. Because that's going to keep a lot of brothers out the kingdom. All this built up animosity, can't banging, right? These evil thoughts in the back of your head. Man, rid yourself from everything and set your house of right, man. That's the whole stem that we brought that one precept and it spread through the spirit through all of this, man. Because setting your house of right is not cleaning your damn room, man. It's getting your children in order, your wife in order, the nation in order, right? Yourself in order, right? Hey, it's doing the work of the Lord, man, and really being a man.
That's right. And I'm gonna get Hebrews chapter 12 and 1. Right? This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and 1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Right? So when you read the previous chapter, it gives an account of all of your forefathers that the Most High praised through their faith. Right? And if you understand that all of our forefathers, they didn't get the kingdom. Right? They all gave up the ghost and fell asleep, not receiving the promises. But they endured those things because they believed. Abraham didn't get the kingdom, but he died believing that the Most High. Hey, when you read Hebrews, tell you that Abraham offered up Isaac because he believed that the Lord could resurrect him too. So our forefathers had hope, man. So now that you know that you at the end of this thing, the Lord said, lay aside every sin that's holding you down. And you know that sin that you just keep doing, man. Let it go. All right, what is it? Today is so-called February 15th, 2021. It's 9:10 on the East Coast. Now it's time to let that sin go. If you still dealing with that slothful spirit, let it go now, right? If you got that damn weed demon on you, let it go. If you got that whoremongering spirit, let it go. And run this race. Take them big. You can't run no sprint with heavy yokes on your damn heavy fetters of sin on you, man. You still in bondage and shackled up to your sin that's ruling over you as a servant to sin, and you want to run a race. You're not going to make it, right? It reads Hebrews 12 and 2. Looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, right? Because he's to be Alpha and Omega, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest they be wearied and faint in your minds. Because you got a lot of brothers say, weary, I don't know if I could do this. Yahweh Shai did it, man. Oh boy, I'm falling away. Hey, the Lord said you better, anytime you think about falling away and you getting weary and fainting in your mind, you better look at Yahweh Shai because he finished. Paul said, I fought the good course. I finished it. There is a crown laid up for me. They all finished. Abraham, he finished. Jacob, he finished. Joseph, he finished. All these men, they finished it, man. So if you're thinking about wearied and falling out, hey, look at Yahweh Shai. He finished it, man. You have to finish, you know?
I was gonna say, hey, when you cold, if you're out there in the wilderness for some odd reason, find yourself in the wilderness and you got a little fire before you. You see the fire kind of kindling down, it's getting weak. Your first, instinct is to get more wood so that fire don't go out. Now, if Israel, if they could see, they spirit before their eyes and they can see it's kind of dwindling down, hey, they'll put more wood in the fire, right? They'll do have to do, right? But seeing that we don't have that, type of visual, we don't have that type of visual. We gotta, that's where examination comes in, right? That's where fasting comes in. You gotta check your spirit, right? You gotta pray and fast that the Most High put in your spirit to stay strong. You have to do the work, right? The same way when that fire getting low, you gotta do the work, right? If you understand what I'm saying.
God. And it was one more verse in this. It says, it's a heavy verse, Hebrews 12:4. I'm gonna read 3 again. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest they be wearied and faint in your minds. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Man, we really ain't go through nothing yet, man. Yahweh Shai he was crucified. Right? It says, ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. All right. So, we didn't have to go through half of what the apostles went through yet, man. Yeah, damn, Abraham had to pack up and leave. He didn't know where he was going, but he believed in the Most High. Right? Imagine that. A spirit come to you and tell you, get up and leave. I'm the God of your fathers. Right? You don't know who okay. And you get up and you believe. Now offer up your son. Offer up my son. This, that, and he got to offer up your son, man. Now we kind of know, the thing about it is we kind of know about the Most High. We know about the Lord, based off of the spirit, right? Abraham, he really didn't have the same level that we had, in this thing. So he kind of just, on a whim, man. But he believed in the Most High. And the point is, like I said, all of our fathers that were righteous, they finished their course. Nehemiah, Ezekiel, they all died believing in the Lord, man. That's where they're going to be resurrected and put in the kingdom. He didn't faint. Did Nehemiah faint when he had to go back and do the work of the Lord? Did Ezra faint? Did Mordecai faint? Right? Did Joshua faint? They all finished and did what they had. You got to finish and do the work. Complete the task. Soldiers have to complete the task. Get the mission done. And you got to go through it. And Slockian soldiers, they catch hell when they completing these missions. They getting shot at. They getting frostbite. Somebody, they friendly. A brother might die next to them, but guess what? They got to get the task done, and then they get rewarded. They'll be on that damn victory parade when they come back home, huh? And the woman, they'll be clapping and loving them, and he'll get that reward. You got it, Yardan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jake stay up all goddamn night to play Call of Duty, run a campaign, and then, when they keep losing, they say, "Look, I can do it. I can do it." They up all night with 40 Red Bulls and 2 Mountain Dews and 5 bottles of piss, and they keep doing it until they, win. Brothers do the same thing with Halo. You up all night trying to beat Halo. You're looking up cheat codes. You might got school tomorrow or church tomorrow, yet you up all night just to complete the mission. But you can't complete the mission for the Lord. You can't complete the mission in His walk, right? And Jake got an abundance of examples. And Jake has even more examples when they listen to the elders in this truth. You got about hundreds of examples. And that's not enough for you. Like the brother was saying, not what I'm saying, Abraham couldn't really open up the book of Romans. He couldn't really open up the book of Acts and kind of, build up his spirit and his faith. And he was fresh in there. He is the example. There was nobody he could really look up to like that. Yeah, he had his forefathers and what was told of him, but it's not on the level that we have now. And if you can't really believe, then you got weak nature. You a punk. You need to repent, right? Now is not the time to be having, I don't know if the Lord will save me, and your knees shaking, and the hairs in your body, going up like a cat.
Wow, let me jump in there. This is in Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 25. It says, choosing rather to suffer affliction. And not too many people going to choose to rather you put to death for this thing. They want the easy way out, man. They want the Christianity way. They want God loves everybody way. Don't nobody want to walk in the fire, man, to get tried, man. You gotta love the fire on a deeper level, man. 'Cause that's what's going to refine you, man, and make you pure. You gotta love affliction. You gotta love hastening to the end. And what's to the end? Jacob trouble, persecutions, right? Killings, right? All manner of confusion on the earth, right? Damn famines, pestilences. These are the things that is affliction, man. Right? It said what? Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God, right? Some people love the world too much, man. They want to chill with the children of men, right? They want to chill with the spiritual demon Satan and everything that he put. They don't want to be afflicted, right? In this truth, right? Going through the burdens that you have to go through every day to bear this thing, man, right? It says then to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Now, how fast is a season? When you was a kid, you got out of school, you rode your damn bike around the block 15 times, went to the ice cream truck about 5 times, and then spent the night over your cousin's house about 4 times, and you was back to school, man. And the season fast as hell, man. You kind of turn around at 3 sleepovers with your cousins, right? Throw a couple rocks, right, at the damn cars. The next thing you know, you in class again on Monday. These treasures of this society is for a season, man. And the season is fast. By the time you look down and look up, it's gonna be over. Don't sell your soul, man, with the riches and everything that is given you, right? Just for the pleasures of sin for a season. Esteeming the reproach of Hamashiach greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. Like the brothers keep going into, man, it's greater riches, man. You think you seen gold, you ain't seen gold, man. Read Revelation 21. They got all type of crystals and gems and oxen and jasper stones and crystallite things you ain't never seen before, man. Like the brother said, you think you tasted water? You ain't taste water yet, man. Hey, man, when you go to the Baltimore Harbor, man, it's piss black, dirty, nasty water, man. It's gonna
Right.
be water in the kingdom. You can see hundreds of feet down. It's so clear, right? It's gonna be islands never inhabited, right? Places with perfect degree weather, man. Hey, the Lord is going to have everything for you. Right? The riches of treasures in Egypt, right? That was old Egypt, but this the modern day Egypt and everything that come with it. Well, he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. So you got to actually believe that there's a reward in this thing, man. A lot of brothers just in the truth, they don't really believe, man. You got to be real with yourself. Do you really believe that a so-called black man is going to crack the sky and save you, beam you up out of work, the troubles of his life, being killed and slain, and put all of these heathens in captivity? Do you really believe that? If you are, you got to esteem, right? The riches that the Lord has far greater than anything that you could physically see, right? It says what? By faith, he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king. So you got to forsake this land right now, not fearing the presidency, the government, the Senate House, and none of the things that they're going to do to you in those FEMA camps. It says, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. So he endured, man. Ain't nobody seen the Lord, man. Ain't nobody seen the Lord in all of his greatness and looked him eye to eye, man. That's never happened. But we actually believe through the Spirit, right, that we read that we're going to be saved out this thing.
That's right. I got this real quick. This 2 Timothy chapter 4 and 6. It's Paul telling Timothy, I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. So the Lord, Paul said, I fought the good fight, man. He fought with wild beasts at Ephesus. He got hit with rocks and stoned and beat down, and he finished it, man. He dealt with that demon that couldn't leave him. He had a demon, man, that would never leave him. And he still finished it, man. Hey, Paul went hard through the spirit, man. Right? He knew he finished his course. Right? This Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 12. It reads, wherefore lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees. Like Yaradan was saying, now it's time to lift up your head. You got brothers, I don't know, man. Jacob's trouble come. Is God going to save me? I'm just a wicked old man. I don't know. Is this really going? Like I said, a lot of brothers really don't believe the Lord going to come. These chairs are going to crack open the sky. That Babylon's going to be destroyed. That this place actually, the millstone is actually going to stop grinding, man. We believe that. Lift up your head, man. Them feeble knees, pick your head up, man. Right? And get it together. Man up. Right? Reading on. It says, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. Looking diligently, lest any man fall of the grace of God, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. You don't want to be profane. You don't want to have a root of bitterness in you. You don't want to fall from the grace, right? You want to make sure that you kind of praying for faith in this thing, and you built up, man. Right? Build yourself up for the days to come. Right? I had another one more real quick. Or I had another one real quick. If a brother got it though. All right, it's Proverbs. Right? Bear with me. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20. I believe I want 24. Salakia. This Proverbs 24 and 27. Prepare thy work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field, and afterward build thine house. So now it's time to build your house, man. Right? Build your house up. Get your spirit right. Pray for more faith. Right? Set schedules. Get yourself together, man. And you gotta finish this course. You gotta finish it. Yahweh Shah said, "My meat is to do the will of my Father, and finish it." Paraphrasing. I have meat that you know not of. Huh? Brother, that's something else?
God. It's 1 Corinthians. This is my closing one. 2 Corinthians 12 and 9. Now let's start at verse 7. At least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations. There was given to me a thorn in my flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. Right? So the Most High sent a demon, an evil spirit to kind of vex Paul, kind of just poke him. But, on a much heavier level, right? Kind of not bugging. He wasn't bugged out, but, his goal with that demon goal was to make him bugged out, right? And Paul had to deal with him, right? Not on a friendly tip, but like kind of rebuke him, Verse 8, for this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. So he praying, he fasting, right? And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, than the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. So it's good to glory in your infirmities. Brothers, instead of crying all night, hitting up your girl every time you had all them damn puppy dog tears. Look, kind of save the water, Lord. Thanks for making me stronger. Right? Thank you, Lord. The water Yahweh Shemel Rashai. I know you did this to kind of make me stronger, to kind of learn this lesson, that lesson, this lesson. Stop crying. Stop watching Dr. Phil to find out the answers. Stop listening to Oprah's podcast. Come on, brother. Get your mind right. A lot of Jakes, I'm gonna keep saying it, you got a sour mind. It's bad. Or you got egg for brains.
That's right. You had anything else you want to bring out about it?
I'm gonna bring out the classic, right? It's the book Revelation chapter 3 and verse 3. Right? It say, remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast. But coming into this truth, man, that first precept that quickened your spirit, like the first time you fasted, first time, man, you met a brother in this truth, man, and y'all labor together. These are the things we got to remember, man. We got to remember every scripture we heard, every time, that first scripture that built up your faith. that first scripture that you found out about slavery, man, right, for the heathen. The first scripture that you found out, hey, that the Lord gonna destroy this earth, man. These are the things we gotta receive here and hold them fast. Don't be quickly reminded and your mind removed from the scriptures and the understanding when you're going through trials and tribulations, man. Right? Now you sitting there going through hell, and now you're not even thinking about the Lord. But the Lord said, call upon him, man. Right? It say, and hold fast and repent. The brothers gotta add repenting every day to your schedule. You can keep all the commandments in the world, but not repent, you're not gonna make it, man. You can keep all the commandments, or you could be at all the feast days, but if you're not constantly washing, getting that malice, got all of that sin off you, all of those blots, all of those stains off your garment, you're not gonna make it, man. The brother should be praying throughout the day and repenting, right? It says what? And therefore thou hast Salakia. And if therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come to thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. So if you're not constantly watching, constantly washing all of that sin off of you, repenting, right, and remembering all the things that got you into this truth and holding them fast, and the Lord gonna sneak upon you, man, like a thief in the night and kill you. So everybody gotta be on fire, and don't hesitate to reach out for brothers, right? If brothers have brothers social medias, reach out, right, into your brothers in your respective cities, right, the brothers in your camps, whatever the case may be, your sisters, the sisterhood. Hey, reach out, man, right? Because the Lord put us all together, man. The Lord said, gather ourselves together. You need counsel in these last days, man. You need that brotherhood. You need that sisterhood, man. This is beautiful when the Lord put us together to motivate one another, right, to strengthen one another, right? And all of these things are important to salvation.
That's right. Let me get this. Is Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13. I'm gonna start at 12. This will be the last one I bring out. It reads, "Not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Hamashiach Yahushua. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended." Meaning, look, I didn't gain it yet. I didn't make it yet. Right? There are a lot of brothers thinking they made it already. All right? Because you done read your chapters today. You might have studied for a few hours and you think you sealed up already. No, it don't work like that, man. You didn't get it yet. You didn't make it to the chariot come and you either get beamed up or you get taken down. Right? But this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before, right? Forgetting that old man. Leave that old man behind. Them old sins, that old world, that old lawful spirit, that old rebellious spirit. Leave all that stuff behind, man. And we're reaching towards the mark. We're running this race, man. And we see the finish line. We see the light at the end of the tunnel. Right? It reads, "I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High, Hamashiach Yahusha." Like men that run a race. When you're in your final lap running a race, you kicking in overdrive mode, right? On a final lap, when they wave that flag on the damn racetrack, them cars, they stepping on the gas. They definitely turning the damn, if you're in a motorcycle, you turning the damn thing up, you put your goggles on, you leaning forward, and you press on it, you in overdrive mode, right? You're not on cruise control. You in overdrive mode, right? I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High Hamashiach Yahusha. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. Meaning, take that mind frame of finishing the race. And if anything ye be otherwise minded, the Most High shall reveal even this unto you. Right? See that? The Most High said, if you had any other mind frame, you was thinking about being slothful or being lazy or being lukewarm, the Most High is going to reveal to you now to make sure that you press toward the mark.
There's a video of these two Edomites, they running a marathon, and they kind of happy, they rejoicing. Just the finish line is right there. It's right there. It's like 10 feet apart. And then you see she took the kingdom, but she saw the booty. And it's in the booty. I just said that to say, you gotta make haste all the time. You gotta run.
There's some loud in the background.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Salakia.
Sound like it was a damn monster.
Right, caught in the damn internet time warp.
Right.
See me?
Con.
Kind of, I was saying it was a video of Eve running this marathon, and in front of her was two Edomites, and the Edomites was rejoicing because they thought they won. They thought it was it. So they started
Right.
slowing down a little. You know, they was clapping. They was like, "Whew, we did it!" And then at Eve, she ended up putting her foot on the pedal, and she ran, and she ended up winning, right? Because she always made haste if she was being circumspect, right? If those Edomites was wise, they would keep up that same pace that they kind of started with, right? But they slowed down. So you see the results of slowing down, you end up losing the race.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So with that, we're going to close up, giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach wa Malak Yahushai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David. We're going to begin to take questions. The number should be posted on the live comment board, right? We'll take questions, right? The number to call in is 213-603-9096 for those who do have questions, right? And the PIN number is 94809-305. Right. So again, that number, if you want to call in and if you have questions, it is 213-603-9096. Right. You should see it. The brother see it on the live. It should be on the comment board. My it's kind of tripping over here. Right. But and that PIN number is 94809-305. Right. That brother Naquam.
Brother Raya.
Brother Yardan.
Shalom. Gotta let this load up, Salakia.
See that?
Satan. And that's Satan. Brothers gotta endure to the end. You know? Bring out a precept since we still here. It's the book of Proverbs,